Hello YouTube, Tech Dragon here with a quick ban list discussion and World Championship discussion. Uh, as everyone knows, we're all awaiting the next September ban list. It's killing me what's going to be on it. There's been some very drastic things said about it. How it's going to kill inzektors, how it's going to kill heretics, it's going to hurt Gustav Max, Chaos Dragons, wind-ups, and how everyone really wants the meta to change, and we're all really looking forward to this. So I just came up with a quick few changes or thoughts on the ban list that I thought would, one, make the game better, two, what Konami would most likely do, and things other people have been saying about the ban list. I know there's one really popular ban list that's been released, and it was posted by the guy who confirmed the last format's ban list, which I know shocked a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't believe it, but he confirmed it, and, well, yeah, he was right about it, so a lot of people are believing that one. So let's just start with the ban cards. For things that I have set up as banned, Wind-Up Hunter, Elemental Hero Stratos, Bryonic, Dragon of the Ace Barrier, and Future Fusion. Wind-Ups, obviously, they can have their herpy derpy spams, just so long as they don't have this guy, you don't really have to fear him. There's no hand loop without this guy, so if he's banned, okay. Elemental Heroes. Now that they have Escaradio and Super Poly at 3, which that might get hit. I haven't decided whether Stratos or Super Poly is going to get hit. Either Stratos gets banned or Super Poly gets limited. But something has to happen to Heroes in order for them to just not completely rape every deck. Bryonic, he wasn't on the popular ban list right now, but he's a card that is gonna have to go at some point, and the reason why I have him banned is because one card that I have coming off the banned list. Future Fusion, obviously Chaos Dragons. It's this or Five-Headed has to go. One of the two has got to go. This can't stay. That's it for the banned cards. On to the limited cards. Or, no. I have one more banned card, which is Reinforcement of the Army. This card, also, it's gotta go. Heroes, and especially if Destiny Heroes make a comeback, because there's been talk of Destiny Draw going to 3, which Diamond Dude Turbo might make a comeback, so this card also has to go. It's just way too splashable into 6 Sam's, Heroes, and Diamond Dude Turbo. And you probably already saw this one. This card never had to be banned in the first place. Glow Up Bulb was the problem in Plant Synchro. This card, it can promote Exceeding. It also promotes Synchros, but it's too deck specific. Without Lone Fire at 1, which now it isn't even as broken anymore because it can be Veilered. So, Spore can come back, because Spore only works if you have Dandy or Lone Fire in the grave, because they don't have that Glow Up Bulb anymore. So, Spore can come back. Tsukuyomi, this can come back. Again, it can get Veilered. It's not that big of a threat anymore. Yeah, it's a Book of Moon, but I put another card as semi-limited because of this card coming back. Kind of like when BLS came back, Primal Seed got limited. Same reason, this card's gonna come back, and another card is gonna go away a little bit more. I have this card at limited. I like to see it semi-limited, because it would hinder the Heretic OTK, and it also hurt Chaos Dragons, but it wouldn't kill either deck, because Heretic Dragons need this card in the deck for the OTK. If it isn't in the deck, they can't do the Gustav Max OTK. So, with one less, you can't draw into one and still be okay. Besides, at 3, if you do draw it with Heretics, you got OTK almost immediately. You don't even need Gustav Max if you have this in your hand. So this can get semi-limited, which would be good for the game, but I think Konami's going to limit it. Personal tech choice for cards to come back. Dark Magician of Chaos. He's good. He's not as abusable anymore. I mean, yeah, he can still be abused, but there isn't cards like Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity that he could get back like he could in GOAT format. Cold Wave, big controversy over this, whether the Rescue Cat era where this card was popular and was played would be good to bring back, especially with Heretics, but honestly, I think Heretics are going to get hurt enough that bringing back Cold Wave in Heretics isn't going to make much of a difference. Heretic Seal at 1. I'd like to see it stay at least 2, just because the deck is new and Konami still wants to get money off of the Gustavs, but Gustav has been out in the OCG for God knows how long, and he's just been absolutely raping with Heretics. So I could see this going to 1 just because of the OCG and how played Heretics are. Premature Burial. This is why Bryonic is going to get banned, is my thing, and we would lose Monster Reborn and get this back, because it's an equip spell. You pay 800 life points to get 1 monster back from just your graveyard. It's not that great, and without Bryonic, you can't spam it. So this could probably come back, and we'd lose Monster Reborn. And card that everyone wants to see come back, Konami doesn't want to come back, and I would hate to see come back. Royal Oppression. This card was banned just to promote, so Konami could promote Exceeding, but now that Exceeds have definitely made their mark on the meta, I think this card could come back. Maybe at 1. I could still see it being banned though, only because Konami still wants to sell Exceeds, and it promotes anti-meta way too much. It's just bad for any meta. That's it for the limited cards. For the semi-limited, I have Miracle Fusion to hurt heroes, because you can't have heroes running around with being able to super poly any one of your monsters for a -1, which they could easily just get back, and then be able to Miracle Fusion Shinings and then just run over everything else that you try to put on the field. So Miracle Fusion, Super Poly, or Stratos, even E-Call. Another semi-limited. Having this at 3, Stratos at 1, Miracle Fusion at 3, and Super Poly at 3. Something's got to go there. I have Nobleman semi-limited only because Tsukuyomi might come back, and banishing any card your opponent has is just crap. Earth coming back at 2. Putting it at 1 was just cruel for the Agents players. It didn't need to go to 1, and it can come back at 2. It just doesn't matter that much. Debris. There aren't as many targets viable for it anymore, especially with Synchros kind of dying. Debris could come back to 2. As for unlimited cards, Magic Cylinder. No one ever plays that except for crappy burn decks. Malicious. Yes, he promotes Synchroing, but he also promotes Exceeding far more. And with Destiny Draw and Diamond Dude Turbo and shit, that could easily make a comeback and be a top tier deck again. So that's why I have Stratos banned, because of these two coming back, because it makes the deck not as broken, but it's still a tournament playable deck. So as for other cards that I left out, inzektors, I would like to see Dragonfly be semi-limited and Hornet be limited, because that wouldn't completely kill the deck, but it'd allow the deck to still be played and kind of be maybe tier 2. Another thing that a lot of people have not mentioned for inzektors, if you wanted to kill their OTK, sure, they'd still be able to Hornet, Dragonfly, Centipede, and pop 2 cards in your field, but if you get rid of the Inzektor Sword, there goes their OTK. Because if you don't have Inzektor Sword, you don't have the OTK. You either need to run Giga Mantis and Giga Weevil, which no one would ever run Giga Weevil, and the OTK just wouldn't be worth the OTK anymore. It'd be way too inconsistent. So, if you really wanted to hurt Inzektors, you'd probably get rid of Inzektor Sword and just ban that or limit that, and there goes their OTK. Other cards, Tour Guide might get semi-limited, same with Rabbit. That's it for pretty much my Banlist predictions. As for the World Championships, everyone knows that Inzektors were the most popular deck played. They were the, I believe, top 2 decks. First and second, the World Championship final duel was Inzektors versus Inzektors. And of course, Japan took another victory in the World Championship. So, we'll definitely expect to see Inzektors on the ban list because, again, Agents got hit when they won the World Championships. If not this format, but next format. So, definitely expect Inzektors to be hit. And props to Prowinston for making top 8 in the World Championships. I believe he's the first American to ever do that. So, way to represent Prowinston. Tech Dragon out.